Your liver might be whispering while everything else is loud. Subtle fatigue, belly heaviness, and itchy skin can point to real risk if you keep overlooking them. Stay with me for a safe, natural way to respond. Clear steps, no extremes. I want to start with a small confession. Your liver is not the kind of organ that shouts. It prefers whispers, tiny nudges you can easily dismiss as just a busy week, or I probably slept funny. That's exactly why so many people miss the early clues. I'm going to help you tune in, not with scare tactics, but with a calm, practical lens you can use every single day. And because preparation and dose matter when we talk about natural care, stay with me through the entire journey. I'll also share a simple, evidence-informed bonus at the very end of the full content, an understated ingredient that can safely boost a gentle, home-friendly preparation when used correctly. Think about a typical North American day. Bottomless soda refills at lunch, a drive-through coffee that tastes like dessert, a late-night streaming session, then a just-in-case pain reliever from the bathroom cabinet. None of this is evil. Life is busy and comfort is real. But the liver is the backstage crew for all of it. It organizes, packages, and ships out what your body uses and what your body needs to let go. When the schedule is relentless, the crew gets quiet, slower, a bit overworked. That tiredness that clings even after a weekend nap, the heavy feeling after a big barbecue plate, a skin itch here and there without a clear rash, a subtle sensitivity to strong perfumes at the office, a brain fog moment you can't quite place. None of these alone prove anything, and they certainly don't diagnose. Yet together, they form a pattern that asks for kinder habits. The good news is refreshingly ordinary. You don't need a dramatic cleanse. Your liver already does detox work every minute. Your role is to make its job easier. Start with water before coffee in the morning. You don't need to chug, just a glass to nudge digestion and circulation awake. If coffee is part of your ritual, try it filtered and not syrup-heavy. Savor the coffee rather than the sugar. Swap at least one sugary beverage per day for sparkling water with a twist of lemon or a splash of 100% orange juice for aroma. At lunch, give a quarter of your plate to something green and fibrous. Romaine, kale, steamed broccoli, even that side salad you usually skip. This isn't about perfection. It's about signals that say, I'm supporting you to a hard-working organ. Let's talk gently about a common combo: weekend alcohol and over-the-counter pain relievers that contain acetaminophen. Plenty of people reach for both: party on Saturday, head relief on Sunday. Used responsibly and as directed, each can fit into normal life. The issue is stacking them or ignoring label guidance. Read labels, respect doses, and space things out as recommended. When in doubt, ask a pharmacist or your clinician. This is not dramatic advice. It's boring in the best way. Boring keeps you safe. Now, a practical approach to recognition without anxiety. Keep a low-pressure liver log for 7 days. Each evening, jot down your main drinks: water, soda, sweet tea, alcohol, energy drink, the heaviest flavor of your day: fried, grilled, sweet, fresh. Your movement, even a 10-minute walk counts. And any body hints: heaviness after meals, unusual itch, a foggy afternoon, or smooth sailing. If you notice that on soda-heavy days the sluggishness repeats, you've learned something actionable. If that charcoal-kissed brisket leaves you wiped 2 days in a row, maybe shift to a smaller portion plus extra greens. The goal is not restriction, it's pattern detection. Movement deserves a spotlight. The liver loves circulation. A short walk after dinner can be surprisingly helpful. Think neighborhood loop or treadmill stroll. You're not training for a marathon. You're telling your chemistry, let's move things along. It pairs beautifully with a small dessert trade-off: a few berries and yogurt instead of a syrup-drizzled sundae more nights than not. On busy mornings, a bowl of oats with chopped apple and cinnamon beats a donut in the long run. Not because donuts are forbidden, but because oats and fruit bring fiber that helps your body handle what the liver is sorting through. Another quiet support is in your breakfast and lunch, a source of choline, such as eggs and fiber from beans or whole grains. Choline is a structural helper your body uses to manage fat transport. Fiber acts like a friendly sponge in the digestive tract. Add a little avocado or a handful of walnuts for healthy fats, and the plate starts looking like a supportive team rather than a test of willpower. Let me highlight one more subtlety. Skin, mood, and stomach can reflect what the liver is juggling, but they also respond to sleep, stress, and hydration. That's why you should resist one-cause thinking. Nothing in your body is isolated. When you drink more water, eat a little more color, move a little more often, and read labels with care, you create a multi-point nudge, not a silver bullet. I promised a bonus later on, a tiny addition that can make a safe, simple preparation work a bit smarter. It matters because quantity and timing can change how an ingredient behaves, and small errors can backfire. That's why I'll keep emphasizing preparation steps when we get there. No theatrics, just clarity you can trust. For now, take ownership of small, consistent experiments. Replace one sugary drink today. Choose grilled chicken with extra greens and a squeeze of lemon. Walk for 10 minutes after dinner with someone you love or a favorite podcast. Keep that 7-day log, not to judge yourself, but to map what your body is telling you. This is how you upgrade intuition into information. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it doesn't just cut your results short. It can also lead to unwanted side effects if you're not careful. So stay with me and use it wisely. Earlier, we tuned our ears to the liver's quieter language and experimented with small, realistic changes. Now we refine that awareness into a practical framework you can carry through workdays, celebrations, and everything in between. The aim is simple. Separate random off days from repeat patterns so you can act early, calmly, and effectively. We'll do this with clear, everyday tools. No extremes, no promises too good to be true. Start with a pattern filter. When a signal appears once, take note. When it repeats at the same times or after the same routines, give it more attention. A foggy afternoon after 2 large sweetened iced coffees is a note. The same fog on every double syrup coffee day is a pattern. A heavy, slow feeling after a giant plate of ribs may be about portion size and sides. When you pair the barbecue with creamy sides and soda refills, the liver gets extra busy managing sugars, fats, and byproducts of high-heat cooking. Again, it's not about fear. It's about levers you can adjust. Use a 3x3 check, 3 categories: energy, digestion, skin, clarity, mood, across 3 contexts: workday, social meal, recovery day. Energy. Do you wake groggy even with good sleep? Does a short walk lift you, or are you dragging anyway? Digestion, skin. Gassy, bloated, or itchy without a visible rash after ultra-processed snacks. Clarity, mood. Do sweet energy drinks give you a quick lift but leave a crash and irritability? Track for a week. If 2 or more boxes light up on the same kind of day, you've found a lever worth adjusting. Once you spot a lever, change the easiest thing first. Replace one sweetened drink with water or unsweet tea, plus a squeeze of lemon. Cut the portion of charred meats and add a double serving of vegetables. Think roasted Brussels sprouts or a big salad with olive oil and vinegar. Move for 10 minutes after your heaviest meal, around the block, up and down the office stairs, or on a stationary bike while you finish an episode. These small shifts help the liver manage what's already on its plate. Let's address common pantry patterns. High fructose corn syrup in sodas and shelf-stable treats makes it easy to overdo liquid sugar. Switching to water most of the time lowers that load. Sweet breakfasts, maple-drizzled waffles, frosted donuts can be an occasional joy, but consider anchoring the morning with protein and fiber. Eggs, oats, Greek yogurt with berries, or peanut butter on whole grain toast. A steadier breakfast often calms mid-morning cravings and gives your liver a more predictable workload. Medication literacy matters too, and it's more practical than it sounds. Read dosing labels, follow timing guidance, and be careful with mixing alcohol and products that contain acetaminophen. Many cold and flu combos include it, and doubling up by accident is easier than people think. If you're unsure, a quick check with a pharmacist can keep you on a safer path. This isn't meant to alarm, it's meant to empower you with habits that prevent problems before they start. Now build a 7-day protocol you can repeat. Day 1, log drinks and energy. Day 2, add your biggest flavor source, fried, sweet, charred, fresh. Day 3, add movement minutes. Day 4, add sleep quality. Day 5, swap one beverage for water and note any change. Day 6, shift one plate toward fiber and greens. Day 7, review your notes and circle any connection that repeats at least twice. You have just created your personal map. The liver thrives on consistency. Even small consistencies add up. If you want an extra edge without going all or nothing, consider a gentle routine built around whole foods. Keep a bowl of citrus on the counter and zest a little lemon over salads or steamed vegetables. Aroma matters because it cues digestion. Cook with onion and garlic for flavor and supportive sulfur compounds. Use herbs and spices like turmeric and ginger in modest amounts within meals, not as megadoses. Brew tea thoughtfully, hot water just off the boil, steeped with intention, not a bottomless mug that keeps you up at night. Respecting amounts and preparation prevents the very issues people hope to solve. Recovery days are undervalued. After a weekend cookout or a birthday dinner full of rich desserts, give yourself a reset day. Extra water, colorful produce, and light movement. A walk after lunch, a dinner built around beans, greens, and olive oil, and screens off a little earlier can do more than a flashy cleanse. The body likes rhythm. When you give it rhythm, the liver can keep conducting. Look for neutral confirmation from your body. Fewer mid-afternoon crashes, less heaviness after dinner, calmer skin, more predictable bathroom habits. These small wins accumulate. If something seems off or a new symptom appears, pause the experiment and consult a healthcare professional. Education empowers you to recognize when personal adjustments are enough and when expert guidance is the right next step. As we go deeper later, I'll walk you through a simple preparation that people often get wrong, not because the ingredients are exotic, but because sequence and dose change the experience. When you learn the right way to combine everyday items, you can make ordinary work a little smarter. That's where the promised booster will make sense. Not as a miracle, but as a precision tweak that helps an already smart routine. Your part right now is straightforward. Drink a glass of water before your first coffee. Choose at least one green side every day. Move for 10 minutes after your largest meal. And keep that low-pressure log. Notice what improves. Keep what works. Adjust what doesn't. You're building a practical alliance with your body rather than chasing extremes. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it doesn't just cut your results short. It can also lead to unwanted side effects if you're not careful. So stay with me and use it wisely. You and I have been building a quiet skill, noticing small body messages and answering them with small, repeatable choices. Let's put that skill to work on the everyday habits that quietly pile work on the liver. Not to shame or scare, just to understand levers you can adjust without turning life into a nutrition class. The truth is that many North American routines were designed for convenience, not for chemistry. Refill sodas that blur into a second and third cup, drive-through coffees that taste like dessert, Friday night happy hours, weekend barbecue platters big enough for two, and the just-in-case pain reliever in the glove compartment. None of these are wrong on their own. The problem is how easily they stack. Start with sugar you can drink. Liquid sweetness is frictionless. It doesn't feel heavy, but it adds up fast. When a work lunch includes a large cola and casual refills, or a summer picnic leans on sweet tea or lemonade, the liver has to manage a surge of simple sugars. Spreading those hits out and dialing back the frequency is surprisingly powerful. Trade one sugary drink per day for sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon or orange. Keep the fun, skip the avalanche. If you love flavored coffee, try asking for half the pumps and actually taste the roast. That single choice repeated for a month changes the load more than any loud detox. Now the combo almost nobody plans for: alcohol plus products that contain acetaminophen. A couple of beers at a ball game followed by a headache fix on the way home is a common pattern. Each used as directed can fit. Layering them carelessly is the issue. Read labels. Many cold and flu formulas also include acetaminophen, and space things as advised. When in doubt, check with your pharmacist. This is everyday safety, not drama. Portions and cooking methods matter more than most people realize. That smoky, char-kissed flavor at a backyard barbecue is part of the experience. Yet heavy charring and oversized plates ask for extra processing. You don't have to abandon the grill. Just turn down the flame, marinate meats in lemon, garlic, and rosemary, and aim for a gentler sear. Trim off burnt edges instead of eating them for flavor. Balance the plate. Swap creamy sides for a tangy slaw with olive oil and vinegar. Pile on grilled vegetables and let the meat be a portion, not the entire story. The goal is satisfaction without the next day heaviness that whispers, "That was too much at once." Evening inertia is another quiet villain. After long hours, the couch calls, the show queues up, and movement evaporates. The liver doesn't demand a gym membership. It responds to circulation. 10 to 15 minutes of walking after dinner acts like a conveyor belt for your metabolism. Loop the block, march up a couple flights, or stroll a treadmill while finishing an episode. Stack that with a smaller dessert swap, berries with yogurt instead of syrup-drenched cheesecake most nights, and you'll feel the difference in a week. Pantry patterns deserve an honest look. Many packaged snacks and sauces carry more sugar than you expect, and health halos can mislead. Read the ingredient line without judgment. Is sugar or syrup in the top 3? Are portions tiny compared to how you actually eat the food? Adjust with awareness. Keep quick, supportive defaults visible. A bowl of citrus for zesting, a bag of baby carrots, a container of cooked beans, a jar of walnuts. When the easy option is also the helpful option, you win on busy days. Breakfast can set the tone without perfection. A donut and mocha on Monday won't ruin you, but if that turns into a pattern of sweet starts, you might notice mid-morning slumps and afternoon cravings. Anchor the morning with protein and fiber, eggs with sautéed greens, oats with cinnamon and chopped apple, Greek yogurt with berries and peanut butter on whole grain toast. These aren't punishments. They're tools that make the rest of the day steadier. Here's a simple audit you can run this week. Choose 3 levers: drinks, plate balance, and movement. For drinks, commit to 2 glasses of plain or sparkling water before any sweet beverage. For plate balance, make 1/4 of your plate leafy or cruciferous vegetables at lunch or dinner: romaine, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. For movement, schedule a 10-minute walk after the heaviest meal. Do this for 7 days and write down how you felt each evening: energy, digestion, clarity. You're not chasing perfection. You're confirming cause and effect in your own life. Let's address treats directly. Birthdays, tailgates, and holiday dinners are part of a full life. The practical move is to pace yourself. Eat a normal lunch on a party day, hydrate earlier, and during the event, alternate alcoholic drinks with water or seltzer. Choose the sides that bring color and crunch. Eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed, and then move a little before bed. You'll wake up clearer and your log will show it. There's also a mental trap to avoid. I blew it, so nothing matters. Everything still matters. One heavy meal doesn't define your health any more than one salad fixes it. What defines it is return to rhythm. Hydrate, add greens, move a bit, and go to sleep on time. The body is forgiving when you give it a plan. Finally, remember that natural support works best when normal routines are dialed in. Herbs and spices can contribute pleasant aromas and supportive compounds, but megadoses and improvised mixtures aren't wiser just because they're natural. Respect quantities, especially if you take medications or have medical conditions. Education and moderation are how you get the benefits without surprises. If you do nothing else this week, do the 3-lever audit and keep notes without judgment. You'll learn which choices move the needle for you, not just in theory. That insight is fuel for the practical steps coming next, including a gentle preparation many people rush or assemble in the wrong order. Learning the right sequence is where small ingredients start to work smarter, not harder. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it doesn't just cut your results short. It can also lead to unwanted side effects if you're not careful, so stay with me and use it wisely. The last step asked you to run a 3-lever audit: drinks, plate balance, and movement, and to track how those small adjustments felt by evening. If you noticed steadier energy, less heaviness, or fewer afternoon crashes, that's your cue that consistency matters more than intensity. Now, let's shape those small wins into a 7-day rhythm that supports your liver without extremes or hard rules. Consider this a practical rehearsal. Realistic portions, careful preparation, and calm decisions that fit weekday life and weekend plans. Begin before breakfast with water. 1 glass, plain or sparkling with a strip of lemon zest, activates mouth and stomach in a way that makes later choices easier. Keep coffee if you enjoy it, but simplify. Choose filtered coffee, skip the syrups most days, and eat something alongside it. Aim for breakfast that combines protein, fiber, and color. Eggs with sautéed spinach and tomatoes, oats with cinnamon and diced pear, or yogurt with berries and a handful of walnuts are balanced, familiar, and quick. These choices help the body shuttle fats, sugar, and cholesterol in a more predictable pattern, which the liver appreciates. For lunch, assemble plates that are both satisfying and light on surprises. Half the plate vegetables, raw, steamed, or roasted, then a palm-sized portion of protein, and room for whole grain or bean-based sides. Add olive oil and vinegar, lemon, onion, and garlic to boost flavor without excess sugar. Keep sauces in check, read labels, and aim for ones with shorter ingredient lists. Hydrate calmly. A glass of water or unsweet tea alongside the meal prevents the reflex to chase flavor with a giant soda. Afternoons are where many people slide. That is when a sweet latte, vending machine candy, or energy drink sneaks in. Preload your desk or bag with better defaults, a small container of mixed nuts, an apple, or carrots and hummus. If you enjoy tea, brew it thoughtfully. Water just off the boil, a short steep, and no need to double bag. You're adding a pleasant ritual, not hunting for a miracle. Dinner is the pivot point. Keep cooking temperatures moderate and marinate lean proteins when you grill or roast. Lemon juice, a splash of olive oil, rosemary, garlic, and black pepper create flavor while helping you avoid aggressive charring. Roast a tray of vegetables at the beginning of the week, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots, onions, so you can build plates quickly. If a rich dessert is part of your evening, consider sharing it or pairing a smaller slice with fresh fruit. After you eat, move for 10 minutes. It's a gentle way to tell your body, we're still in motion, and many people notice lighter sleep because of it. Here's a simple 7-day framework you can repeat as many times as you like. Day 1, hydration anchor. Track your drinks. Begin with a glass of water, and for every sweet beverage you choose, add 1 glass of water before it. Notice how your appetite and energy respond. Day 2, fiber and color loading. Make lunch or dinner at least half vegetables and add a fiber-rich side, beans, lentils, or whole grains. Sprinkle lemon zest at the end for aroma. This small step often makes vegetables taste more vivid. Day 3, protein with choline. Include eggs or another choline source at breakfast or lunch. Pair with greens and whole grain toast or oats. Observe whether mid-morning focus improves. Day 4, cooking method check. If grilling, marinate and cook at a lower flame. Trim burnt edges. Enjoy smoke, not blackened bits. Build the plate around vegetables and a modest portion of protein. Swap creamy sides for vinegar-based slaw when possible. Day 5, label literacy. Scan sauces, dressings, and snacks. If sugar or syrup is in the top 3 ingredients, consider a different option or use a smaller portion. This is not about fear, it's about alignment. Day 6, recovery rhythm. After a social meal or takeout night, plan a return to steady. Extra vegetables, beans, water early, and a walk after lunch. You're telling your liver that the busy season is over and normal service has resumed. Day 7, sleep in screens. Aim to wind down 30 to 60 minutes earlier than usual, dimming screens and choosing restful activities. The liver's nightly housekeeping benefits when sleep is predictable. Layer in gentle flavor supports within meals. Turmeric and ginger can add warmth. Onion and garlic bring depth. Citrus zest brightens everything. These ingredients are culinary first. Any supportive compounds they contain are a bonus, not a shortcut. Respect amounts, especially if you take medications or have specific medical conditions. When something is new to you, start small, see how you feel, and adjust with care. A word on supplements and cleanses. The simplest plan is often the safest. Concentrated products can interact with medicines or health conditions, and more is not better. Food-level amounts, prepared in the right order and quantity, tend to deliver steadier benefits with fewer surprises. If you have questions or existing conditions, a conversation with your clinician or pharmacist can help you personalize these ideas without stress. If you're balancing work, family, and a social calendar, remember that the aim is rhythm, not rigid rules. Keep a friendly log for just one more week: drinks, plate balance, movement, and how you slept. If you notice that a single change, like the after-dinner walk, delivers outsized benefits, prioritize it. If a certain sauce repeatedly leads to bloat or afternoon sleepiness, consider retiring it or saving it for occasional use. You are not guessing anymore. You're testing, observing, and adjusting. There's one more practical piece I'm excited to share soon: a gentle, kitchen-friendly preparation that people often assemble in the wrong sequence. The ingredients are familiar, but the order and timing matter. When done correctly, it's pleasant, simple, and fits right into the 7-day rhythm you've started building. And there's a small booster that can help the mixture work a little smarter. Nothing exotic, just a detail that respects how ingredients interact. For today, keep it calm and consistent. Water before coffee, vegetable-forward plates, moderate heat in cooking, small sweets enjoyed with intention, and a short walk after your largest meal. That's a quietly powerful routine. If anything feels off, new symptoms or unexpected reactions, press pause and check with a healthcare professional. Education and moderation keep you safe while you explore what works for your body. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it doesn't just cut your results short. It can also lead to unwanted side effects if you're not careful, so stay with me and use it wisely. You've built a steady rhythm: water before coffee, vegetable-forward plates, moderate cooking heat, and a short walk after your largest meal. That quiet routine does more for your liver than any headline promise. Yet there's one place many people stumble: chasing spectacle. The idea of a dramatic cleanse is tempting because it promises a shortcut. The liver's reality is quieter. It already runs detox pathways around the clock. Your job is to reduce traffic jams, not to blast the system. Today is about stripping away theatrics and learning how to use ordinary kitchen habits in a way that's safe, satisfying, and sustainable. Begin with an honest look at extremes. A gallon of fruit juice in a day, all liquid diets, or back-to-back fasting windows without planning protein and minerals can leave you drained, not renewed. Detox teas that double as laxatives might move the scale, but they don't teach your metabolism anything useful, and they can dehydrate you. Megadoses of powdered spices or concentrated extracts sound powerful, yet more is not automatically better. Culinary amounts used in food tend to be better tolerated and easier to keep consistent. It's the routine that teaches your body what to expect. There's also the myth that natural equals risk-free. Natural means closer to food, not immune to dosage and interactions. Turmeric and ginger are wonderful in cooking, but if you take medicines or have specific conditions, you need to respect amounts and timing. Green tea contains caffeine and can disrupt sleep if you sip it late in the day. Grapefruit can interact with certain medications. Read labels and ask your clinician or pharmacist when in doubt. This is not alarmism. It's adult literacy for your own health. So what does work without drama? Think in terms of sequences and synergies that stay within the kitchen lane. Aromas like lemon zest, rosemary, and garlic do more than please the nose. They encourage you to slow down and chew. Chewing well changes digestion. Saliva contains enzymes that start the breakdown process before your meal reaches the stomach. Building meals around beans, vegetables, whole grains, eggs, fish, or lean meats gives your body a predictable mix of fiber, protein, and healthy fats. When you add a small amount of turmeric and ginger to a soup or a marinade, you're layering flavor on top of a balanced plate. Support, not a stunt. Here's a practical safety-first checklist. Keep herbs and spices in culinary doses. A 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of ground turmeric in a dish is plenty for most people. Fresh ginger, the size of a coin sliced into an infusion or stir-fry, adds warmth without overpowering. Use heat thoughtfully. Lower flames and marination reduce aggressive charring, which means less extra work for your system. Marinades built with lemon juice, olive oil, garlic, and herbs create flavor while keeping surfaces moist. Respect caffeine timing. If you enjoy green tea, have it earlier in the day or choose a decaf version later. Good sleep is one of the easiest ways to help your body do its nightly housekeeping. Hydrate with intention. Alternate sweet drinks with water or unsweet tea. Sparkling water with a twist of citrus scratches the flavor itch without the sugar surge that tends to precede crashes. Plan recovery after celebrations. Big barbecue plates, tailgates, or holiday buffets happen. The reset is simple. An extra glass of water early, a vegetable-heavy lunch, and a walk. Your log, the one we've been keeping, will show how quickly your energy steadies when you return to rhythm. Avoid common traps that masquerade as discipline. Skipping meals to make up for a heavy dinner often backfires with late-night snacking. Swallowing a stack of supplements because a friend swears by them sidesteps the most important question. What does your body show you in your own notes? Education here means looking at your personal data without judgment and adjusting the cheapest levers first: drinks, plate balance, and movement. Let's make this even more concrete with a day plan that's forgiving and repeatable. Morning. Drink water first, then coffee with breakfast that includes protein and fiber, eggs with spinach, oats with cinnamon and diced apple, or yogurt with berries and walnuts. Midday, assemble a plate that's half vegetables, 1/4 protein, and the remainder beans or whole grains. Season with olive oil, lemon, onion, and garlic. Afternoon, keep a small snack ready, an apple, carrot sticks with hummus, or a handful of nuts, to avoid the vending machine. Evening. Cook at a moderate temperature, marinate if grilling, trim any burnt bits, and add a big side of roasted vegetables. Dessert can happen. Try a smaller portion, paired with fruit. Then move for 10 minutes, even if it's just pacing while you chat or watch a show. A note on flushes and home brews. If a preparation sounds harsh, promises overnight transformation, or encourages ignoring labels, step back. The liver isn't a sponge you wring out. It's a chemical plant that likes steady inputs. Gentle infusions and well-seasoned meals, prepared in the right order and portion, are your allies. If you're pregnant, nursing, managing gallbladder issues, on blood thinners, or dealing with reflux, particular herbs and spices may not suit you in higher amounts. Another reason to stay within culinary ranges and talk with your clinician about your specific context. Keep your curiosity, not urgency. The smallest consistent changes tend to win. Swapping 2 sugary drinks per day for water, building the plate around vegetables, walking after dinner, and sleeping a bit earlier. Give these a week and compare your notes. If you see clearer afternoons and less heaviness after rich meals, you've confirmed what matters to your body. That knowledge is worth more than any flashy promise. Soon, we'll assemble a gentle kitchen preparation that people often rush or mix in the wrong sequence. The ingredients are familiar, the amounts modest, and the effect is mostly about comfort and rhythm. There's also a careful way to add a tiny booster so the flavors and benefits play well together. Measured steps, clear timing, and respect for your own response. That's the plan. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it doesn't just cut your results short. It can also lead to unwanted side effects if you're not careful. So stay with me and use it wisely. You've seen how steady routines outperform extreme fixes, and you've learned why order, dose, and timing matter. Now it's time to deliver what we set up from the very start. A simple, kitchen-friendly preparation that respects your body's pace and leans on culinary amounts you can use with confidence. This is not a cure or a shortcut. It's a pleasant ritual you can fold into a normal week to support overall comfort and mindful habits. And yes, there's a tiny booster, ordinary, available, and helpful when used correctly. Begin with clean, fresh ingredients. Gather a mug, a small pot, and these simple items: water, a thin slice of fresh ginger, about the size of a quarter, ground turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon, a strip of lemon zest, not the bitter white pith, and, if you enjoy it, a green tea bag. Keep honey nearby if you like a touch of sweetness, but remember that infants under 1 year should never consume honey. For the booster, have fresh ground black pepper ready. Heat 250 milliliters, about 1 cup, of water until it just begins to bubble. Turn off the heat to avoid a rolling boil. Very high temperatures can make some infusions harsh. Add the ginger slice and the turmeric to the hot water. Cover the pot or mug and let it infuse for 5 to 7 minutes. Covering matters. It traps the delicate aromas that cue digestion. Lift the lid and add the lemon zest. If you're using green tea, dip the bag for just 1 to 2 minutes. Longer can taste overly bitter and bring more caffeine than you want late in the day. Now for the promised booster, a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Truly just a pinch. It doesn't turn your cup spicy. It's there to complement the turmeric in a way cooks have leaned on for generations. Stir gently, taste, and adjust with a teaspoon of honey if you wish. Drink slowly, ideally after a meal rather than on an empty stomach. 1 cup per day is a reasonable place to start. Think of it as a punctuation mark for your dinner. A warm, fragrant pause that pairs well with a 10-minute walk and a screen dimmer on your evening routine. Pay attention to how you sleep, how your stomach feels, and whether heavy meals feel easier the next morning. Keep a few notes for a week and see what your own data tells you. A few practical variations make this ritual easy to personalize. If you don't have fresh ginger, use 2 or 3 thin coins of the freezer-stored root you sliced earlier in the week. If citrus isn't your thing, try a small strip of orange zest or a splash of apple cider vinegar at the end for brightness. Sensitive to caffeine? Skip the green tea or choose decaf. Prefer more warmth? Add a thin slice of fresh turmeric instead of powdered, still keeping the amount modest. The goal is a consistent, gentle cup, not a potent brew that overwhelms you. Safety notes keep this friendly. If you're pregnant, nursing, managing gallbladder issues, using blood thinners, or dealing with reflux, ask your clinician whether ginger, turmeric, or pepper fits your situation. If you take medications, read labels and time your cup away from doses that specify an empty stomach. If anything feels off, new symptoms or discomfort, press pause and get professional guidance. Kitchen rituals are most powerful when they're respectful of context. Balance the cup with the rest of your day. Keep your plate colorful at lunch and dinner, favoring vegetables, beans, and whole grains alongside sensible portions of protein. Alternate sweet drinks with water or unsweet tea and move a little after your largest meal. Those choices carry most of the load. The cup simply helps you keep rhythm. When you pair small, steady actions with a calm evening habit, you reduce the noise your body has to process. Here's a compact recap of the preparation so you can teach it to a friend without notes. Heat 250 milliliters of water to a gentle simmer, then turn off the heat. Add 1 thin slice of fresh ginger and 1 to 4 teaspoon ground turmeric. Cover and infuse 5 to 7 minutes. Add a strip of lemon zest. Optionally steep a green tea bag for 1 to 2 minutes. Stir in a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Sweeten lightly with honey if desired. Sip after a meal, once per day. Adjust gently based on your own response. More than the ingredients, it's the respect for sequence and amount that makes this work. You're not forcing a change. You're rehearsing a rhythm your body can keep. Over a week or two, many people notice calmer evenings, steadier digestion, and less heaviness after rich meals. If your notes show that this ritual sits well with you, keep it. If not, edit or retire it. Your data leads. Before we close, take a breath and acknowledge what you've built. Label literacy, plate balance, hydration with intention, movement after meals, and a ritual that invites you to slow down. That is skill, not luck. When you share it, over dinner, in a group chat, or with someone who's been feeling stuck, you multiply the benefit. If this guidance helped you, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing so more people can take steady, safe steps toward feeling better in their everyday lives. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it doesn't just cut your results short. It can also lead to unwanted side effects if you're not careful, so stay with me and use it wisely.